My motivation for being on this committee, this task order, actually goes back 18 months when you gave me a phone call asking me about an environmental on-call task order that we couldn't seem to get underway. And it was really impacting our ability to get a project advertised. So, in me doing some research, talking to folks, what was the problem, it really enlightened me that there really was an issue. Now, we resolved that specific item, but we didn't really address, the cause and the symptoms. So when you called me and said there's an opportunity to get involved to really address the problems, there was no brainer for me. I had to be a part of that.
We have all dealt with this process for so long, and in some cases with frustration, that the opportunity to participate in making it better was almost irresistible.
We all have a preconception that ECS is the problem. And when we mapped out, the whole process and put timelines to each component, it came out that actually the consultants in the negotiation process were the big problem.
The largest single chunk, over 35 days, that 150 days, was being used up by the consultants in putting together a scope and fee proposal. And so I think that's probably the biggest surprise I got out of it.
The other was just how many different groups get involved in this process. I had no idea.
My concept of how the process worked was really restricted to what I saw as a consultant. So I saw the ADOT PM, Project Management Group, and I saw ECS. But in working through the current state and all of the process and all the players at the table, I think I saw a lot bigger picture, and which magnified the challenge. Instead of just fixing one little piece of it restricted to the consultant or to ECS or even Project Management Group, we have all these other pieces, audit and analysis and BCO and finance, etc.
We simplified, the ability to move the process along a lot quicker. And so I feel real good about the tools and the process that we came up with.
Shortening the process helps our business model, and it's the business model of all the consultants.
The sooner you can get people to work in a time frame, the better chance you have at really distributing and getting projects into construction in the time frame you're talking about, rather than doing everything in the fourth quarter or in June.
This was very valuable, and I think it's really going to work. We've got a couple task orders that have gone very quickly, so I think we're seeing results already that are real positive.
What we did, I think, in eliminating this from 150 days to 50 days is going to make a big impact on ADOT being able to achieve the 20-30-30-20.
Before you get involved, you don't know if you can be effective. You don't know if you can make a positive change. The process, at least as I saw it in the deep dive we did for the development on-call, was organized, it was effective, and I think it enabled everybody at that table to make a positive change. That's not always the case. So I think that in this case, having the consultant here, Mike Kobashi there, to really run the process and present the lean process to the participants, they didn't have to understand it, but he provided a framework that let everybody be effective. Everybody could contribute. So I would say to somebody contemplating, yes, get involved, you can make a difference.
I think if you talk to the 20 consultants you have on the development on-call process, they're on board. They want the same things we wanted. Let's get to work quicker. What can we do to facilitate that? So I don't think you're going to find any consultant that's on that list or any other consultant out there that wouldn't buy into this process and have an understanding. If you give them a clear definition of what they need to do, they're going to do it. You're the client. And this process now defines the expectations on both sides. And that's, I think, one of the things that was needed.